All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Baddy Smash.
All right, ladies and
we are
gentlemen,
here
welcome
halfway
back
through
to
our
Baddy
first night,
Smash.
and we've got
Ladies
a
and
big
gentlemen,
match coming up next. We have Candy Jack, aka Candle Jack, aka Candy, going up against the Yiffy boy himself, the underachiever, the head reaver, back on stream for the second time tonight. I'm AJS0. I'm here with Chai.
They're starting out feisty, and these two have played against each other so many times within the last week. This is a few times, we see like Mullet Zor versus Blaze. They haven't played against each other once, but these two have played against each other numerous times, so they know the ins and outs. They probably know some of their habits, but we'll see how that kind of match adapts onto screen.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this one. If you've been watching all night, you've probably been hearing about the grinders a bit on stream. These guys, two of the most prominent ones. And both players with some expectations, especially Candy Jack, who, this is his first game. He's already getting dropped into the conversation with Duds and KK as guys who are probably intending to win the league outright.
Now, we'll see how he holds up. Candy is, in a weird way, in the same family of school of players as me and Duds, in that we'll play fantastic until something gets stuck in our head or we get tilted, and then we look like hot garbage. So we'll see how he holds his control. Reaver tend to be a little bit more controlled, a little bit more focused as a player, but I think Candy definitely, if you can stay focused, will have this game.
Yeah, Reaver definitely, I don't feel like he tilts very often, but he is inconsistent in the game sometimes. You can get good Reaver and bad Reaver in the same stock, but nice patience out of Candy turns into the first
So far,
kill
it's
there.
been about even Reaver. We'll see what one we get, but yeah, it's a very close game. He's got him off stage, so let's see what we can do with it.
Yeah, good option to punish him waiting there. I really have liked this patience out of Candy so far. Reaver has been attacking in a shield a lot, and this is Smash Ultimate, and whether you like it or not, just waiting for people to attack your shield and hitting up B is your best option in a lot of situations. He's taking a lot of shield pressure here, though.
Definitely. The main specialty with Candy, and you'll see it a bunch. You saw it when Reaver's first death, and you'll see it as soon as he gets into the edge. I think out of every player I've seen, and I've played against everyone in this league, aside from a few of the rookies, Candy has perhaps the best edge guarding out of any player in the league, and Diddy's got a great recovery, so this is definitely going to still iron up to be a great match as Diddy, as Reaver, the underachiever, continues to actually put some pressure on and start to make this a little bit more, at least feel a bit more even.
Yeah, he's been changing up his approaches. He hasn't been taking those free upbeats out of the link that we saw like all over that first stock. And this has been a very close first game, especially after cast their curse.
It's something that Reaver loves so much, but it's so bad as soon as you know what to do against it. The jetpack catches so many people off guard and gets damage, but as soon as you know, this is what happens. You get upbeat out of shield, as you were talking about before.
Yeah, and Candy knows exactly when he is safe to punish there. As turning, grabbing, this is close to a big combo. Reavers, he's got to start watching his jumps. He's taking a lot of full hops here that Candy's able to easily punish.
And it's something, a little bit of secret ingredients here. Never full hop against Link. Link has the biggest advantage if you full hop against him because his Nair and his Boomerang will just ruin your entire day.
Yeah, we were just talking about how close this match was, and suddenly it's Underachiever looking like he's its match game percent. And that, I think, is going to do it. Yeah, it will. Yep. Good,
very shrewd, very smart to upbeat that other direction to cover a potential offensive option for Reaver. Candy playing very defensive, but very cooled and very, very consistent, taking that first game over Reaver. We'll see how he adjusts. We'll see if Reaver sticks to Diddy, or if he brings out any of his play toys that he's used previously, if he brings out the Donkey Kong, the Zelda. We'll see. But honestly, I don't know what you think, Swift. I think he should just stay Diddy. I think he just get used to the matchup and see how he adapts. What do you think?
Well, there's a reason we dubbed him the Underachiever, right? It's because every time he loses a single game, he switches characters. And he's been doing that, for as long as he's been in Baddy Smash now.
I feel kind of outed here.
And it's, what they say, is the ancient proverb says, you have no main, you owe to a gain. And that has pretty much been the story of Head Reaver. It's this guy who you see like, wow, he looks like he's so close to being so much more successful than he is. But at some point, you have to learn a character inside and out. And I'm concerned that he just holds himself back by doubting himself too much.
And that's the thing too, is he can get to characters to like a good enough point where like, wow, I think he's pretty good at this character, and then just doesn't push it further. This is a character who he can probably push further, but we'll see how he handles it. This is a better, probably in mentally knowing you have a reflector and a teleport's a better mental option against what he's been losing to. But we'll see how he adapts, and we'll see how Candy adapts too going into this game too.
Yeah, alternatively though, you were saying Link and Candy specifically very good edge guarding tools, and Zelda can be very punishable once she's off stage. So we'll see here. Zelda's not always a great track record in Baddy Smash.
Oh, we at least saw one Zelda do pretty decent today, so we'll see how that changes the record. But right now, it's about even, and Zelda's holding center stage, holding good stage position throughout this entire beginning of the set.
Yeah, I feel like this stage should work pretty good for both of these characters, so I'm excited to see how it plays out.
That was sexy.
Yeah, this is still a very patient Zelda out of Underachiever. God, the different tags and names, it's going to take me some time to get this all straight.
Yeah, this is in hot takes. We're going to have to talk about this later on the pre-show, but for right now, let's talk about how this is still a very even game. Yeah,
there's going to be one of the few whips we've seen out of Candy. He's lucky he's just shy of kill percent there. But we're seeing really good work with these offensive teleports. One of the most useful tools that Zelda has in her kit, but as I say,
too. So we'll see how he adapts to it. But no, it's very even, pretty solid against the two gentlemen. But Link now, this is where he gets a little dangerous. If he has a bomb, he can throw it out there. It has an active hitbox, so he can throw out the projectiles. Mid-range Link is the worst type of Link. We'll see how Reaver either creates distance and closes in, and he closes in with a forward smash.
Yeah, fortunately for him, a little mistiming out of Candy there, which is keeping him from being punished worse, although he's still really getting comboed up on this second stock.
Yeah, he's definitely taking a lot of pressure from Candy's projectile options. What I'd love to see from Reaver is use that Din's Fire to blow up that bomb, because that Din's Fire will blow up the bomb, which most Links, Candy included, use as a very good stage pressure tool.
Or just throw it off stage,
Yeah, that works.
Eat it the fuck out of there. Hey, oh, nice landing, Nehru.
It's got that invincibility. It's a relative, as long as you don't spam, it's a pretty safe, pretty hard to react to option.
Yeah, I liked that. We need a few more mix-ups is what the Zelda's missing right now.
But you know what? Mix-ups aside, it's still an even game. It isn't anymore, but it was pretty even when I said that.
But that was the least mixed option he could have provided. I mean, we saw the same thing with Diddy. He was willing to take some aggressive aerial options, maybe a little too often. And once Candy figured that out, he was just happily waiting it out. But despite that, this is a dead even game, as there's a great Din's Fire off the side.
Alright, there's the classic, the down tilt to up B from Link. It works so reliably that so many people know how to get out of it. But now he's got that stage pressure. That forward air in the back air is pretty solid, but Zelda's back on stage. We'll see how he handles it, but this is close. We were talking about this is bad, oh, this person's doing better, this person's better. It averages out to about even, and this is a great match to watch so far.
Yeah, this could be a big grab combo here. This is a kill percent if the wrong thing happens. Good landing, though. Here we go. Can he zone with the fire? He's just barely whiffing some of these fires, and there's a unsuccessful offstage, and now Candy with the control here, but there's another big whiff. This is really tight.
It's very, very tight indeed.
Oh,
that was
playing with some of his
risky.
safer aerials in there.
No,
That was
the spot
big.
dodge, not like this.
Oh.
He felt so good about where that match was too, and that just hurts. It hurts to see that.
Well, you can't make a montage out of only good plays.
Nope. Hey, add that one to the SD montage at the end of the season. But Reaver's showing, even though he doesn't have a dedicated main, even though sometimes he underachieves, he can go toe-to-toe with potentially the best player in the league. So that's definitely not something you should be upset about.
Yeah, Candy though, if your goal is to win, you got to hold on to those close matches, and he does so. And he's going to take this 2-0, and at the end of the day, the win is the win in the standings. that will do it for this match, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Next up, we have Thrifty versus Huckletune coming up on stream, so stay tuned.